Can drunk people actually not control themselves at all, or is it just an excuse to be unfiltered? 5050 depends on the level of drunk you are. I don't think it's an alter ego, just making decisions you wouldn't normally make. I think liquid courage is truly the best way to describe it. You're relaxed, and so saying Z's might not seem bad if that makes sense. No matter how plastered I have been though, I have never thought to get in my car to drive home. I've seemingly always had enough self-control to not do that. Cheating is complicated. Been married for a while now. We always go out together. Even when we go out separately, no matter how trashed I am, I still can't get with someone else. Everyone's different. I think there's an element of control. I would black out completely, no short-term memory, and do massively embarrassing shit and then sneak or fight my way to my car to try and drive home to my bed. No recollection, no control. So yes. It depends on the level of intoxication. 2 beers in, you're fine. 15 beers in, you lose inhibitions, say what you really think, and have a distorted perception of reality. Alcohol impairs your judgment. What you wouldn't say or do while sober suddenly requires a bit more thought the more alcohol you consume. I have been shit-faced many times. It's excuse. There has never been a moment that I didn't know what I was doing. You might not have perfect control of your body, but it's not like you stop thinking. Usually not zero control. It's not like smoking bath salts. But if you are drunk, something that's a pretty bad idea might seem like a great idea. Depends a lot on the person and the idea. Depends on the level of drunk. There's definitely a range between tipsy and blasted where people do things because they know they can blame it on being drunk or that there'll be less consequences. Towards blasted, it starts to be about being literally unable to visualize consequences for your choices, but that's more personal experience. When you drink enough, alcohol reduces your inhibitions and even leads to the inability to form short-term memories. Your entire personality is made up of 2 things, the shit you want to do, and the ability to learn from your past experiences. Binge drinking takes that all away, so no, alcohol does not just make people feel free to do what they really want, it directly causes them to do things they don't want to do, and robs them of the ability to learn from those mistakes, because they've abdicated control of their own neurological system to a literal poison. It affects people differently. I have a friend who gets to a certain level, he's the biggest idiot you've ever met. Others have full control after drinking all day. It 100 depends on the person. I can control myself. I just get loud, my filter disappears. That being said, I can get home safe, alone, keep from doing things I do regret. But I do know that some people literally become someone else after drinking. Their whole being turns upside down. It's a ride. I got blackout drunk once after downing most of a bottle of Bacardi 151 before they discontinued it. The next day, I saw a series of snaps, which showed me dry humping a TV box, before I stole my doormate's bike and rode it down the breezeway stairs just to crash into a bush. I didn't want to do any of that. The way I think of it is if you want to do it sober, you find the confidence or audacity to do it drunk. Like many people have pointed out, no matter how drunk you are, you'll never try and pork your nana. So that should tell you about intent. Inhibition is a spectrum. Blacked out drunk is a real thing. That depends on your definition of control. There is a level of intoxication where your brain stops shoveling memory from short-term to long-term memory. What is commonly called blackout drunk? It does not necessarily mean you are passed out. You can still be out and about, talk to people and do stuff. You could argue that the thing that makes you a person, your cumulative memories and experiences, etc., are not in control at that moment. You are asleep and your body and your brain are doing their own thing. Years ago I saw a short video of me during a party where I had drunk enough to not remember 1-2 hours of it. Scared the shit out of me seeing my body do things and kind of impersonating me while I was asleep unconscious. It depends on the person. I can say with 100 personal fact that I can handle excessive alcohol no problem. My partner can't. But I can't handle even 2.5 mg edible, and he can handle 50 mg. So we're all different. Society may trend to one side or the other though. Kind of. I do say when I'm drunk I'll say something I probably would not say sober, but I usually don't do insane things. Like maybe I'll give someone a compliment on their outfit when if I were sober I might not give them a compliment because I might be concerned it will seem like him hitting on them. It knocks down inhibitions. So self-control is possible but more difficult. Being drunk doesn't turn you into something you're really not, unless you're like 3 sheets to the wind and on alcohol poisoning's doorstep. I've always seen drugs and alcohol as bringing out the you want to be. The substance didn't make you do bad things, the substance gave you permission. Hell, even sober sometimes I'll hear myself say something particularly obnoxious. Add booze into the mix and it can be a shocking evening.